Tim Drake. Each of the Robins are good in their own ways, and my personal favorite out of the bunch definitely is Nightwing, but there's no denying the fact that Tim Drake is the smartest one. He gets the least recognition out of any of the Robins because DC hasn't been using him as much anymore since he became Red Robin, but that does not change the fact he's the smartest one. Tim has a photographic memory, and he was able to deduce the fact that Dick Grayson was Robin after memorizing his acrobatic skill set and seeing the same pattern of movements being used by Robin. He then tied in the fact that Dick Grayson was always hanging around Bruce Wayne and figured out Bruce Wayne was Batman, and later he even knew Robin's mantle was passed on to Jason Todd. Like I said earlier, in my personal opinion, Nightwing is the best character out of all the Robins. He's more of a leader to the Bat family when he becomes Nightwing, as he always looks to do the right thing and offers the best advice, and unlike Batman, Grayson was able to move on from the fact that his family did die and he accepted it was a part of life. Tim Drake, however, undoubtedly is the most skilled Robin. If DC knew how to write him after he became Red Robin, he could surpass even Nightwing as my favorite Robin out of the bunch because it's undeniable that he is the most skilled one. Tim Drake also knew Bruce changed and was different as Batman, and he was right, it was due to Jason Todd's death. Tim also has been praised as the world's second greatest detective on countless times. Nightwing himself told him he's twice the detective he ever was, and Ra's al Ghul even called him detective, which is something he only calls Batman, and even Batman himself said these quotes. Dick saw being Robin as a thrill, it's probably why he outgrew it. Jason saw being Robin as a game, it's probably what got him killed. But Tim? I have to hand it to the boy. He wants to be the world's greatest detective, and from what I've seen so far, he will be someday. Unlike other Robins, Tim never had the natural talent. He didn't have acrobatics, and he didn't have crazy instincts. He never wanted to be Robin. Tim is just a guy who's always wanted to do the right thing. He's the definition of justice, and he needs more credit, as he is one of the smartest people in the whole entire DC universe. Hawkgirl is a character that became more popular due to her position in the Justice League animated series. She was the first real female character besides Wonder Woman to get a lot of attention, but a lot of people don't know how smart she actually is. She's actually a better strategist than Batman, and it is said that she was able to routinely beat Batman at a game of chess. The specific number of times, I'm not sure, is 3 out of 4 times. She's also been able to show us the fact that she's the best tactical thinker out of every single member in the Justice League. We were also told that Hawkgirl was able to send secret communications to her people from the Justice League Watchtower without alerting a single person. She was even able to enter the Batcave without triggering a single alarm, and even was able to get rid of a tracking device off her mace. The Elastic hero named Eel O'Brien plays things off as him being the idiot of the Justice League. However, there is a reason why he was so effective as a criminal. He's smart and is very good at improvisation. Even the likes of Superman and Batman have been taken aback by how capable Plastic Man can actually be when he takes things seriously. The Justice League is shocked by his actual true potential. In Batman Brave and the Bold, we see shades of his true potential and how smart he can actually be. You see, Eel has everything Elongated Man has, but a huge imagination. Due to his experience being a criminal, he can improvise perfectly, and it shows with how he's able to react and turn himself into anything. When Batman's jet is taken out by Gorilla Grodd, he ends up saving the Bat as he quickly turns himself into a glider. And later, when Plastic Man is sneaking around on Grodd's island, he's able to improvise and turn himself into a shovel and blends in with his surroundings perfectly. If you really think about it, Plastic Man is also Batman's secret weapon. At times, he's the only one who truly knows what Plastic Man is capable of, and whenever he does gamble on Plastic Man, he's always right. If Eel wasn't so immature and money hungry, maybe the whole league will start taking him a lot more seriously. In the same episode of Brave and the Bold, Batman ends up getting captured by Grodd. Grodd wants to turn humanity into apes, and he tests his device on Batman, turning him into one. Eventually, when Plastic Man is able to infiltrate Grodd's hideout, he gets distracted by his gold vault and literally just consumes all the gold he can. When Plastic Man does find Batman, it's too late, he's already turned into an ape. Plastic Man, however, is able to improvise and literally shoots out the gold in his body, turning it into a weapon. Him and Bat-Ape are able to work together and reverse the effects of Grodd's weapon before it's too late for everyone else, and Plastic Man helps save the Bat and save the day. Plastic Man has always had high potential, and maybe one day he will be able to unlock his true potential and show how smart he actually is. In the distant future where Booster Gold is from, he's a bit of a loser, so he took future tech and came to the past seeking fame during the golden age of the heroes. Unfortunately, his cocky attitude met with many eye rolls from the Justice League members. Even Batman assumes Booster Gold is nothing but a poser in a fancy suit. In actuality, Booster Gold is one of the best defenders of the DC timeline. He has saved the universe countless times, but sadly none of the heroes ever even remember it, leading to Booster not getting the credit he actually deserves. He is way smarter than he actually looks. In Justice League action, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Booster Gold fight off Hive soldiers trying to destroy everything that created the Batman. Booster ends up messing up the mission, and Batman gets real mad at Booster. Booster admits he messed up, but Batman berates him and he says he's the worst superhero he's ever worked with, ever. Booster was really bummed out by Batman's comments. Time itself suddenly just stops around both of them. Booster tells Batman that they are in a disruption of the normal flow of the time stream, which is called a time fissure. Booster ends up taking charge of the situation and lets Batman know what they should do, and Batman actually seems impressed in this situation. There's nothing Batman himself can do because he knows nothing about time travel and time itself and how it works. And here in this situation, Booster is the one who's the expert, and he ends up coming up with a plan, and Batman agrees to it and says he actually trusts Booster. Eventually, Booster works with Batman to save the day, and Batman warns the time traveler that what they're doing will return the Dark Knight to the moment before the two left, and he will not have any recollection of what just happened. And Booster lets Batman know that he will. Batman then admits he was wrong about Booster and how he's a better person than anyone actually even gives him credit for, and that one day even he will find out. In Justice League Unlimited, Booster Gold can't seem to catch a break. Booster is sick of being treated like a second fiddle. What's funny is this is the very reason why he's snubbed by so many other Justice League members. He wants all the glory and he doesn't seem to be a team player. When it's time for the Justice League to take out a huge threat, Booster Gold is appointed to crowd control. Booster tries to confront Batman and quickly backs off as he's afraid of him, and he's assigned with Elongated Man because he ends up joining him due to the fact Plastic Man is already helping out with the threat and they don't need another stretchy guy. And eventually even Elongated Man is called upon to join the rest of the Justice League members, and Booster Gold is left by himself with crowd control. Eventually there's an explosion in a lab and Booster goes to check up on it. Booster goes to save a woman who tells him that they are all going to die. The woman's name is Dr. Simmons. Dr. Simmons informs Booster that one of her colleagues was caught in a power surge while working on an experiment. As a result, now the man is a miniature black hole. She tells Booster the black hole is going to end up destroying the world. The Justice League are so busy, and when Booster tries to contact Martian Manhunter, he just completely ignores the situation and thinks Booster is a waste of time. Thus, Booster is left on his own and he thinks this is a piece of cake. He thinks it's gonna be easy. Booster almost gets flattened by a car hurled from the scene of the main battle miles away. A wild cast of Mordu's magic accidentally brings a 10-story building in Booster's vicinity to life with an appetite. Skeet is sucked into the mini black hole. All this results in Booster losing hope. But somehow, in the middle of all this madness, Booster somehow finds the time to deliver a baby to a woman stuck in an abandoned ambulance, and the new mother shows her gratitude with the words, "Thank you, Green Lantern." Booster admits to Simmons that in the future he's actually a failure and that he essentially ran away to the 21st century in a desperate attempt to be somebody. Booster ends up getting motivated by Dr. Simmons and he puts his life on the line to do something with his life. Booster's actually able to heroically attach the disruptor collar and save the world. All of the consumed matter, Skeets included, is ejected back into the world safe and sound. The threat has ended. Still, even though he saved the world, Booster is still bummed out. None of the Justice League members even know what he did, and he gets lectured by Batman. The League just thinks Booster Gold is a liability when he's a major asset. He saved the universe multiple times, and this is just another example that he's smarter than he actually looks. Green Arrow gets compared a lot to Batman, and although there's some parallels, he's completely different. Where Bruce Wayne simply just puts on a performance as a cocky billionaire playboy, Oliver Queen, it's not a performance. As both Oliver Queen and the Green Arrow, he is one of the most petty and egotistical yet hilarious characters to exist within DC Comics. So much so that the only woman that's able to keep up with the Green Arrow is Black Canary. Black Canary sees the true Oliver and knows it's a front. Oliver Queen is actually an honorable man who seeks to fix his city and the world if he can. Behind all the quips is a good man with a big heart, and unlike Batman, he's willing to do anything, and when I say anything, I mean anything it takes to get the job done. Yes, even kill. He's one of the more smarter DC heroes in the universe, but he does not get enough credit. Not a lot of people know how smart Oliver actually is, but here are a few examples. In Justice League Unlimited, they try to recruit Oliver to the Justice League, specifically Batman. He knows just how smart, capable Oliver actually is. In Batman Secret Files number 3, Batman partners with Green Arrow in Gotham. Green Arrow explains Merlin was trained by Ra's al Ghul and is looking at Batman as a prey. As they take shots at each other, Batman jokes about Ollie's arrows while the hero reveals the cape's drag isn't helpful in the field either, turning levity into a moment where Green Arrow actually seems smarter than he actually acts. And this shows when the Gotham Children's Museum is set on fire and the duo realizes there's a kid inside tied to a chair. Oliver wants to come up with a plan as he knows this is a part of Merlin's plan, but Batman rushes in headfirst knowing it's dangerous. Batman ends up getting caught in Merlin's trap as his arrogance got the better of him. He ends up rescuing the kid, but he can't find a way out. Bruce realizes he should have listened to Oliver in the first place. Merlin ended up rigging the entire building, keeping them trapped in one place. Just when all hope is lost and it seems like Batman is done for, Oliver ends up saving the day and taking Merlin out. Batman knew he made a mistake and should have listened to Oliver in the first place because he knows everything about Merlin. Green Arrow doesn't show off this time about this situation and is real for once, and Batman gains much respect for his adversary knowing he's much smarter than he looks. Back to Justice League Unlimited. When Batman does try to recruit Green Arrow, he's hesitant because he doesn't really know what he brings to the table with all these superpowered heroes, and Batman knows exactly what it is, and that's his smarts and leadership qualities. Green Arrow ultimately declines because he doesn't see the real picture, and Captain Atom, Supergirl, and John Stewart look to take him back, but before they do, they have to make a quick stop. The people of the area don't want anyone to find out about an accident, quote unquote, that's occurred, and Green Arrow knows something's up, and he tries telling John. John ignores him, but he knows he's ultimately correct. Martian Manhunter has the final say, and he tells them they should stay put and not get involved with their problems. Oliver knows something is up and he goes to check up on his own. All of a sudden, a nuclear behemoth appears and starts destroying everything in its sight. The rest of the team arrives. Captain Atom attempts to absorb the robot's energy, but there's too much for him to handle. Likewise, the robot's too strong for Supergirl, and John is out of it because he's seriously injured. Everyone is down and out. Green Arrow picks up the remaining 3 rods and tries to shoot them twice into the cavity with his bow, but misses. Breaking the last rod into pieces, he lashes a piece of the end of an arrow and saves the day. Green Arrow was right in this situation as well. Later, Batman congratulates Green Arrow for defeating the monster and asks how he feels about joining the League now. Batman knew how smart Green Arrow actually was and how much of an asset he would be to the League. In another episode of Justice League Unlimited, Wildcat is in a bad place and is taking on people in a legal fight club to make money. Black Canary wants to help him and tells him to come back to the League, and Green Arrow tags along with her. Canary knows Wildcat is going down the wrong path and wants to fight him herself. Green Arrow doesn't allow this to happen and takes out Black Canary with the gas arrow. Later on at the arena, Roulette reveals to everyone a change of plans, revealing that Green Arrow will be the one fighting Wildcat instead. Wildcat refuses to fight him, pointing out only Black Canary could handle him. However, it's too late. Green Arrow starts to put on an act and gets under Wildcat's skin, and he forces Wildcat to beat the living pulp out of him. When Wildcat asks him if he has had enough, Ollie mocks him even more, and finally Wildcat delivers a strong blow, knocking Green Arrow to the floor. Wildcat asks if Arrow has finally had enough, but discovers him not responding or moving at all. He checks Arrow but finds he has no pulse. Green Arrow appears to be dead. Wildcat is stunned and ends up leaving and saying he's done for good. After everyone leaves the arena, Black Canary goes in to check up on Ollie, and turns out he faked his own death with a stun arrow. He did this so he could teach Wildcat a lesson. He knew if he appeared dead, it would startle Wildcat enough for him to remember the power and force he has and that it shouldn't be misplaced. Green Arrow is not just way smarter than he looks, he's one of the smartest people in the entire DC universe. And he could be very political at times too. He was even mayor of Star City at one point. Green Arrow is a leader, and he led by example by saving the Justice League. In Divided We Fall, Lex Luthor ends up framing the Justice League for an attack on Earth, and even though they ended up saving the day after an attack from Brainiac and Lex Luthor to take over the planet, the US government and the people end up getting scared of the League and wonder if they would be better off without them. Superman ends up addressing a crowd of people in front of the press and says he's disbanding the Justice League, and just as he's about to leave the stage, Green Arrow gives an impassioned speech to Superman.
But if you're quitting because it's easier than continuing the fight, then you're not the heroes we all thought you were. The world needs the Justice League, and the Justice League needs you, Superman.
These were a few examples on why Oliver Queen, aka the Green Arrow, is way smarter than he looks. He's a leader and he's very intelligent, and unlike other certain heroes, he's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.